Justice Jane.
Mr. Harvester?
Mr. Inspector.
Mr. Harvest.
Gentlemen.
Jane.
That is Jaden. Ah.
Teddy!
Simo. Got you, man.
Honorable Simon.
Gentlemen. I'm the last one. Yeah, you know what they say, better never than late. Then.
Inspector.
Better.
Better never than late.
Take your seat. Honorable gentlemen, I thank you all for honoring my call for this emergency meeting. There's a new trend gaining ground in our municipality which could adversely affect us as leaders. I thought it will be prudent that we put our minds together so as to determine a way forward. Now, to get right to the point, has any one of you read today's newspapers? I asked Harvester to buy all of them from the vendors as early as possible.
I did as instructed, sir.
Why did you have to do that?
It is in our best interest. This is the Caribbean Watch. Municipal leadership, a criminal enterprise. This municipal leaders stripped naked. This is the insight. Brought in Maracas Municipal Council exposed. And lastly, we have the spotlight. Municipal leaders to face imprisonment. As you can see, gentlemen, the focus is on us as municipal leaders. And the stories under these headlines are extremely damaging. These are the kind of stories that we have been having for the last 1 month. I single you out because your departments are most affected.
Are such headlines unusual?
You think these are the usual problems that leaders have with the media from time to time? All we need to do is give the reporters and editors more boxes of chocolates.
Yeah, we can also threaten some of them.
No. I don't think the problem is the mainstream media. The problem is the Samaritan. The Samaritan is the source of all damaging information that you have been having every day in your daily newspapers.
The Samaritan. Oh yes, I remember. There is a Samaritan in town.
Who exactly is that?
It is an innovation developed by 2 students, a boy and a girl at Granda Secondary School. During last year closing day, I was invited there to go and launch the innovation officially into our municipality and present an award to the 2 students who created it. I declined to do so when I figured out that this innovation might turn out to be a problem for us. It turns out that I was right.
Innovation? What kind of innovation?
Well, I must confess that I'm a little bit out of depth with these internet things. I believe Harvester can explain.
The Samaritan is a mobile application on which people are posting or sharing the information that they have on the conduct of municipal affairs. The information here is shared in form of text, photos, videos, and pictures. The aim of the app is to promote public good by exposing corruption and agitating for the prosecution of all culprits.
Yes, I remember reading that the Spotlight, the Sentinel, and the Caribbean Watch a couple of years ago.
Yes, the Samaritan is the source of all damaging information that we have been having in our daily newspapers.
I think I've also heard about this app. I just think we need to have a normal conversation with those posting the information on the app. And what you need to do, Mr. Harvester, is to obtain some cash, identify the most active in posting the information, and tell them to stop it. That's all.
That may not be possible. The last time that I checked, this app had almost 500,000 downloads and counting. That means that more than 500,000 people are using this app, and we cannot negotiate with such a number of people.
Do you really feel there is cause for alarm, or the media is just doing their normal watchdog job?
Of course, there is cause for alarm. The information seems to be meticulously researched, and the assault by the media carefully choreographed.
Just how serious are the allegations being made?
Well, the latest sensation is the public outcry over companies that bill the municipal council huge sums of money every month without rendering any service. That is supplying of aid. Details of companies that have been involved have now been unearthed. They were first diverged on that evil thing and then found their ways into all the newspapers. And the culprits, forgive me for saying this, have been disclosed as you, Ted, and you, Save.
That cannot be possible. Nobody in the world can dare write such a thing about me.
Copies of indisputable documentary evidence to that effect are all over all social media platforms and are being shared in all newspapers today.
Those are fake documents. They are their first falsehood. And I can assure you of one thing. Those behind allegations have the appointment with fate. Certainly.
I'm beginning to get serious. Can we wind up in Barnett Express prison?
That is but one of only some of the allegations. There are many more, like drug trafficking, inflation of the cost of municipal projects, use of proxies to secure municipal tenders, grabbing of public land, murder, gang warfare, and many more. The information is very detailed on the companies and the people involved.
There is a lot of personal information on that evil thing. Two, including lifestyles of individual municipal officials, where they live, the kind of houses they live in, their businesses, the vehicles they own, other businesses in their possession, and a lot of other personal information that I don't want to mention here. There was a lot of talk yesterday on Madingo Golf Club, with everyone wondering where you got the money to put it up.
No, Madigo Golf Club. I have always been very discreet with my private affairs. How did they get the information it is mine?
You see, there is hardly anything you can do in this world without anyone knowing about it. And those we regard as close friends, they could be sometimes wolves in sheep's clothing. And sometimes they could have a lot of information about us, which could be extremely damaging.
This must be our worst nightmare.
Oh, gentlemen, what worries me the most is the latest formation of a lobby. A now-fast virtual group comprising mostly of lawyers, calling itself the Samaritan. They are calling upon people to volunteer as witnesses and to help in prosecution of those who have been involved in corruption. They are planning to prosecute the local government minister, the prime minister, and the chief justice to take action. The situation is not pretty at all, gentlemen.
Can such online basis prosecution form a strong conviction?
Yes, they can, provided they are valid documents supporting the allegations.
I think we have no other option apart from banning that thing from Maracas Municipality. The municipal council should pass a bylaw to that effect urgently, and I will enforce it immediately.
We need to be careful and strategic. On what basis do you ban it? How will you be able to police the use of mobile phones to make the banning effective?
We can think creatively. For example, we can claim the municipal council suspect apps, specifically spy apps, and finding their way into a municipality. This can lead to theft of confidential documents such as bank details. We can also cite issues of cyberbullying and sharing of pornographic materials.
Shut your mouth. I like that idea. I suggest we issue a circular that no app should be in use in Maracas Municipal Council unless and until it's authorized by the Municipal Council or the Prime Minister. Hey, find some justifications for it and formal language over the proliferation of suspect innovation. Right? Right?
That is not going to help. Most likely, the ban we make will fuel the use of the app.
We must do it. Information is power. And if we cannot control it, it means that we are all in danger of prosecution. My friend also mentioned putting a team together to mess up this thing.
Hacking, do you mean?
Yes, exactly. Hey, write a letter to the officer in charge of ICT. Instruct him to put a team together to mess up this thing.
But hacking is a crime you're watching.
Find an appropriate way of putting it.
We can think creatively. For example, we can claim the municipal council suspect apps. Specifically, spy apps are actually clever innovations to spy on the municipal council and bank details. The organization can do it under the guise of ascertaining whether the apps have spyware.
That is wrong. We have to be strategic. No court on earth will support the malicious.
We can think creatively. For example, we can claim the municipal council suspect apps. Specifically, spy apps are actual confidential documents to spy on the municipal council and bank details. The organization can do it under the guise of ascertaining whether the apps have spyware.
We need to be careful and strategic. No court on earth will support the malicious destruction of private property.
We rely on you. Or should the issue escalate to the courts?
That will be
We can think creatively. For example, we can claim the municipal council suspect apps, specifically spy apps and actual confidential documents to spy on the municipal council and bank details. The organization can do it under the guise of ascertaining whether the apps have spyware.
We need to be careful and strategic. No court on earth will support the malicious destruction of private property.
We rely on you. Or should the issue escalate to the courts?
That will be criminal, especially in the absence of legal framework supporting the course of action.
But we are in this together. You can always find out some way and some justification to defend such course of action.
Together? What do you mean we are in this together? In supplying at the municipal council?
Your Lordship, we all have some skeletons in our closet. I mean, here and there. We must work together.
Yes.
What do you mean by skeletons?
Are you saying you have no skeletons at all?
The issue is not if I have skeletons or not. And as you can see, I am not a reptile. Gentlemen, so often in life, it is not what you do, but how you do it. You see, you can fly to forbidden territory, and you can get away from it, provided you do it below the radar.
And what is that supposed to mean?
It means I went to school.
Aye, but you're also a target.
Gentlemen, I do not wish to be here when you are making these criminal proposals. I will pronounce myself out from here when this case is brought to me in court. You cannot have careless and reckless skeletons all over and expect me to help you clean up the mess.
Gentlemen, the simple fact is that we are all in danger of prosecution.
Yes.
We must do something and urgently.
How about speaking to the boy and girl to drop the issue?
No, we should not involve ourselves with kids, unless you mean dealing with those who are assisting them. I mean, the ethic and innovation teacher.
How about speaking to the school principal herself?
No, we should not interfere with the running of the school. You know that principal has a very strong personality, and remember, she's also very protective of our staff.
I have another idea.
What is this?
Where's the information being stored? I mean, the information being shared on the Samaritan.
You seem to understand these things, huh?
The information is stored in what we call servers, and it's available all over the internet.
That's my point.
Yes.
We just get the information out of there. Where's the internet and how do we get there?
That line of thinking cannot help us.
I have a solution.
What solution?
Money, 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 and more money.
So you mean we give money to the two students and the teacher?
No, mobilize enough money that will help us fight the cases that will be brought against us, and if necessary, to help us fight with those who insist on pursuing us.
Good idea, but I have loans and projects and I don't think I can raise any money now.
I too just finished the Madigo Golf Club. I am as broke as a church mouse.
I can neither raise a meaningful amount.
If that is the case, then how about coming up with a way of averting the court cases from coming up in the first place?
How do we do that?
Restitution.
What's that?
This is an idea that struck my mind yesterday as I was having a walk along the beach. We can conduct a truth and reconciliation exercise.
Yes.
And how will that work?
We will announce a grace period in which everyone in the municipality will come clean, give back whatever they acquired irregularly, forgive one another, and then we can open a new chapter of conduct of honesty in our municipal affairs.
But that has never happened anywhere in the world.
We can make it a local initiative. I believe the truth can set all of us free.
Isn't restitution an admission of guilt? How can I incriminate myself? And what if you are accused of other crimes other than acquiring wealth irregularly?
I doubt whether restitution is a good idea.
I think that takes us back to the idea of raising money to protect ourselves. But we may need to procure loans or sell some of our property.
If that is the case, why don't you find a way of getting the money from the municipal fund?
Municipal fund? How?
We can do reallocation of budget line items.
I agree. We must set aside some money to take care of our prosecutors, investigators, lawyers, and judges if things go wrong.
Yes, you see, the waste disposal system in our town is in a very bad state. The drains are broken and garbage is all over. We can reallocate funds to justify this issue, but in real sense, we'll use some of the funds to fight the cases that without doubt are coming.
What?
Yes, we'll have the money. Can't you understand?
But that will only get me into more serious problems.
You'll be better armed to deal with the troubles. We need the money.
Over my dead body.
So,
You know that is illegal. A municipal council member cannot spend money at any financial year unless as provided in our parliament as proved in our law.
so you mean we would have rather be prosecuted or in prison? So, what do you mean? We would rather be prosecuted or in prison?
In that case, we can submit a supplementary estimate of expenditure. That is allowed even under the law.
So long as that money will be used in other things, I will be blamed for misallocation. And that will only get me into more
You'll be
serious
better armed to deal with the problems. Can't you understand? You need the money.
Listen here, my good friends. You have in the past forced my hand into misallocating the money by making unreasonable demands.
Which demands?
You cannot deny it. You cannot deny that in the past you have forced my hand to concede to endless demands, ranging from regular travels to unnecessary committee meetings, loans and mortgages. It is as though all the money allocated for the municipal council is exclusively meant for the council.
Don't start pontificating. You'll never get all the crimes done under your watch if things get out of hand. You also know how much you've stolen. So you better be wise and submit a supplementary estimate.
I know you very well. And I know the things that you deal with. If you're not careful, I will have you arrested and prosecuted. I can make you Cyril smoke, and I can strike harder than thunder.
Go ahead and get me arrested or prosecuted. But you'll either submit a supplementary estimate or we hand you out of office.
Yes, we help you get elected and we can still get rid of you.
Listen to me here, you fools. The situation in hand is very bad, and instead of...
Stop being hypocritical. You are the worst.
Gentlemen. I think we can find some common ground here. We may need to find money to protect ourselves. But we should not make matters worse than they already are.
You senseless thieves. You were just elected the other day as poor, jigger-infested hoodlums. Now you are living like kings, driving the state-of-art vehicles, living in those big mansions. How can you justify your financial status right now? Who doesn't know that you stole the money? Did you ever think that you'll get away with it?
Let's see if you'll get away with this. We'll mobilize the entire municipal council against you.
You will have to pay for the robbing that you have done in the municipality. There's no way you can get us in prison.
I warn you, you will soon know that I am Miamosi, the smoke that... Get out of my office. Get out of my office.